So this is the contents of my bag when I'm on the road, and of course it varies from job to job. This zip pack has spare SD card. I don't know what this is. Spare Post-its. Passport. This is just a goodie bag that I've reinforced with a ton of 2-inch packing tape. It's got like pencil leads, whiteout, just little knickknacks in there. Shrink tube, flash drive. This is the door to a GoPro, the cornerstone to repair, extra headphones and earplugs for hotels, extra tripod shoe, back of the lens and camera body cover that just lives in there. I'm always imagining crash landing, and then this is my carry-on bag, and you gotta have a lighter when you crash land in the woods. God forbid. Erasers, binder clips, an emergency whistle in case you're lost in the woods. So that's the front pocket. Pencil pocket, all of the various writing instruments that I use, including whiteout pen, which is so useful. And then just stationery from fancy hotels, or hotels that I love. Park Hyatt in Tokyo and Roxy Hotel down in Tribeca, which is just an old classic. Oh, and I brought this Olfa on many airplanes, and only once have they seized it, and they just take the blade out. And if you remember, that's the weapon they used to hijack September 11th. So they don't stop you with that, even though the whole thing with TSA, the entire thing is so that they stop hijackers with box cutters. And back in here, a little bit of a mess, as actually more efficient time-wise than a perfectly sorted bag. All right, the main pocket. Laptop for copying footage and etc. Stationery and maps. Chopsticks, I guess. Putting this back in. Carbon fiber tripod. I also, and I forgot this on my last shoot, GoPro mount in there. This is the charger bag with all the chargers that I need. A 1 terabyte flash drive for dumping footage. Another lighter, just in case I crash land. A little night light for hotels, especially if I'm staying with my family, so when I need to get up in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep, I don't have to turn on a light. Normally there's a Leica in here, but I'm shooting with it, so Leica. Leica Q2. Yes, it's extremely expensive. Yes, the Sony's probably a little bit better. Sony's are for technicians, and Leicas are for idiot artists. I like it because it's easy to use and pleasant to use. I made this little camera grip. One of the fundamental rules of the studio is either the shoe is either in your hand, on the camera, or on the tripod. And then this rig either has a GoPro on it or the Sony on it, but I'm shooting with the Sony. I've just recently made amends with the Sony ZV-1, and the reason being it has an audio input. It looks pretty good. The footage is pretty good on the ZV-1, and it's got the LCD screen, and I don't have to touch all these buttons when I mount it on this rig. When I mount the ZV-1 on this rig, I don't have to touch all these little buttons, and that was one of my main complaints, is that my big fumbly hands would accidentally touch those buttons and reset stuff. So yeah, I always pack a GoPro with me. This one has the media mount on it, so I can put the, if I need to put the receiver for the wireless mics. All right, so I'll show you how I load it up. This, just to pad the cameras, protect them from each other. This, zip, buckles. This is just for lashing down a tripod if I'm carrying a tripod. Sometimes I use it as a shoulder strap, although this bag comes with a shoulder strap. This is how I pack it, and when it lives here, it has this bucket inside of it with all of the stuff that I use in the studio, and then the cameras are put away where they belong in the studio. And so if I'm on the road, it's like this. And that's it. Just keep it fancy, keep it light. Or keep it simple, keep it light.